All right, hey everybody, Matt with the Power Sports Memorabilia Show. Thank you again for joining me. If you can, please visit the website, powersportsmemorabilia.com, or you can visit me over there on Instagram at Powers Autographs. So, whoa, this has been a busy week for me. We're obviously here in Kansas City, and the Chiefs just won the Super Bowl for the first time in 50 years, and my gosh, there's so much different product out there that's selling, that's available. There's unsigned stuff, there's signed stuff, and mainly what we're going to talk about today is the autographs that are signings that are coming up and what you should get, maybe some stuff that you should avoid, and just get my opinion on helping you navigate the autograph world for this Super Bowl champion stuff. Just a fair warning here before we get started, this stuff's not cheap, okay? It seems like one of the things about every item that gets sold in the autograph market is always about price. And inevitably, there's always somebody that complains about it. And I get it. It's expensive. I totally understand. But a lot of these athletes are commanding such a high signing price because they know that their time is valuable now, and they know that they're in demand. So that is unfortunately passed on to the consumer, but that's how it works, unfortunately. But there's some really, really cool stuff and some stuff that you want to get into your collection, okay? So let's start with these multi-signed pieces that I will have here, okay? These are not completely team-signed pieces. They're, as of right now, which was February 7th, 2020, as of right now, we've got so far 5 guys confirmed to be on these multi-signed pieces. That would be Mahomes, Kelsey, Damian Williams, Tyreek Hill, and Sammy Watkins. What will be available? All of these will be limited edition of 54 items, okay? So there'll be jerseys, 16 by 20 photos, champions helmets, those are already sold out, and Super Bowl footballs. As of right now, what I have left is 3 footballs, 1 16 by 20, and 1 jersey, okay? There's also a limited edition of 19, the teal Super Bowl helmets. I will have one of those as well. Those retail for, I want to say, $2,500, $3,000 or something like that. So the prices range from about $1,500 to $2,500 on these guys. And I know you're thinking it's expensive for 5 autographs. Yes, that's just what is confirmed for right now, and you would be correct. That is expensive for 5 autographs. But here is the thing. Limited edition pieces, and I did just do a recent podcast on YouTube on this, so go back and watch that one here. I'll link it up here if you're watching this on YouTube. But watch that limited edition video there. This will hopefully help you in determining whether or not these are for you or not. But limited edition things are the ones that really hold their value and increase their value over time, more so than a non-limited edition single signed item. You remember those kind of Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl pieces? Those things were just flying off the shelves. Very difficult to find nowadays. Yes, they did have more signatures, but those are very tough to find and practically gone. At least the nice quality stuff that you would want, the jerseys and helmets and stuff like that. Another thing to consider for these multi-sign pieces and something to consider for the next player we're going to talk about here is Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is essentially where Tom Brady was probably about 6 or 7 years ago, as far as pricing wise and availability. Mahomes' pricing is going up. Obviously, he was Super Bowl MVP, but his availability is going to be very, very limited to only a few select companies. So it's not like he's going to be like Joe Montana doing 15 autograph signings, public autograph signings all around the country. It's just not going to happen. Okay, obviously he's still playing in the league, but his availability is just going to be very, very, very limited from here on out. So you're going to be paying a premium for him, and rightfully so. The guy was league MVP, then Super Bowl MVP. He's basically the face of the NFL, in my opinion. He was Super Bowl MVP, in my opinion. Damian Williams was actually probably the Super Bowl MVP, but Super Bowl MVP, and he's playing on the Kansas City Chiefs, who just won it the first time in 50 years, so the demand is going to be super, super high. So what would I suggest you get from these multi-signed items? The premium items are the way to go. Footballs and jerseys, the helmets when those are available. Premium items are the ones that people really want. They allow for the most amount of signatures. You getting a 16 by 20 photo, yes, they're super nice when you get it framed up, But in my opinion, the ones that do sell the best, and the stats have backed this up, are those premium items, the footballs, helmets, and jerseys. But I do love those 16 by 20s, and once you get them all framed up, which is actually really nice because you can just put a plaque at the bottom saying Super Bowl champions and all that kind of good stuff. So the information that maybe they're not doing inscriptions on the photos, you can actually put that on the plaque, and it actually makes a pretty sweet piece there. So that's my opinion on the multi-sign items. Hopefully we can get some more guys added. There's a bunch of Chiefs doing some signings this month. I'm not sure how many are going to be able to get on these team sign pieces here. It's just logistics are just very, very difficult when you've got so many different guys who are not in the same place at the same time. And shipping stuff all around the country just gets really, really expensive. So that's why you see the price kind of where it is. So let's talk about individual players here. First one we're going to talk about is the Super Bowl MVP, Patrick Mahomes. Just keep in mind at this first signing that he's going to be doing, there's going to be no inscriptions, and as of right now, no jerseys available. Jerseys have just been selling out, so I don't think any jerseys will be available. With him, stick with the premium items that are related to the Super Bowl. I was just talking with a customer last night, actually. Never bought an autograph before, and he was just kind of curious on what he should buy. In my opinion, the Champions helmets are really, really cool. Those are the ones that have the Chiefs logo on one side and then the Super Bowl Champions logo on the other. Super Bowl logo footballs are a great seller as well. And there's also a very cool 16 by 20 of him holding the Lombardi trophy. Getting that framed with a plaque that says Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl champion, because obviously he's not doing inscriptions. So having something like that would be really, really cool. But the premium items, anything related to the Super Bowl. So I wouldn't just get an authentic Chiefs helmet with nothing related to the Super Bowl. I really like having that Champs logo on the other side of the helmet. So those are the items I would stick with. Unless you're an absolute lover of photos, I wouldn't go anything 8 by 10. The 16 by 20s are really cool. And again, that piece of him holding the trophy is really, really cool. Travis Kelce. Now this is kind of where it gets fun. Kelce, as you know, is got a really, really cool personality. You've obviously seen him at the AFC Championship doing "You Got to Fight for Your Right to Party," and of course that turned into "You Got to Fight for Your Right to Lombardi." And I'm getting a few authentic helmets with the Super Bowl champion logo on the other side, those authentic ones. And I'm going to have them write out "You Got to Fight for Your Right to Lombardi." Those are so cool. Authentic helmets are, I think, $950-ish or so. So not a cheap item. Again, I mentioned this before. The signings are not going to be cheap. It's just the way it is right now. But that is such a cool inscription. That would be such a unique piece in your collection. Again, expensive autograph. It definitely went up from the last signing. I would stick to premium items for Kelce just because you're going to be paying a premium price on them. Same deal as with Mahomes. Stick to the Super Bowl related items, the Super Bowl football, helmets, stuff like that. Tyreek Hill. His autograph is practically everywhere, so there's not a ton of value here. If he's one of your favorite players, maybe a Super Bowl football or a Super Bowl champions mini helmet, but just not a ton of value. I know he's such a great player, but his autograph is just everywhere, so there's just not a ton of value for you. Again, unless he's your favorite player. And if he's your favorite player, get what you want. Next one, Damian Williams. As I mentioned before, in my opinion, he was the game's MVP, but we all know Mahomes was chosen for marketing. I totally get that, There's some really great images on his touchdowns available, especially that one that was challenged there on the goal line. I would stick to those in the 8 by 10 size. You can get those framed, autographed, and shipped to your door for about $150. So some pretty decent value on those. And it's just a great image that definitely everybody remembers that touchdown. Of course, they remember the final one that kind of sealed the deal for everything. Next one is going to be Sammy Watkins. Very similar to Tyreek. There's just not a bunch of huge demand on him. If he's one of your favorite players, again, stick to the champion stuff or anything related to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl footballs and mini helmets. Signing with him is coming up in that first week of March. So if you do want to send in stuff for Sammy Watkins, I can help you with him. And then on a side note for non-autograph stuff, one of my best collectibles is the Kansas City Star framed original front page. I got 400 of these things. I went down to the Star and picked these up, and I had bought 200 from them, and I got there, and I was just thinking to myself of how many of those Cubs Tribune ones I had sold, and I was like, man, I gotta get one of these. I ended up buying 200 more of them there. So I had 400. I've kind of whittled my way through those things, but these things are absolutely epic. In my opinion, one of the best collectibles from Super Bowl 54. Newspapers are just kind of going out of style, but they are super collectible, and I have those available at $149 shipped. So hopefully that helps you kind of navigate these autograph signings and decide what is best for you and your collection. If you go over to the website, powersportsmemorabilia.com, click on upcoming signings, you'll see all the current pricing on every single one of the 5 guys and the multi-signed items that I just talked about. So if you guys need any help, feel free to reach out, and I can do my best to help answer some questions for you. Again, visit the website, powersportsmemorabilia.com. Also, give me a follow over there on Instagram at PowersAutographs. See you guys on the next one.